Hi everyone, welcome to the first Dunkley Parliamentary Wrap for the 47th Parliament. I'm coming to you from my office in Parliament House at the end of the first 3 days. The first day of Parliament this week was very ceremonial and it was an absolute privilege and an honour to be sworn in for the second time as Dunkley's voice in Canberra. Now, these Dunkley Parliamentary Wraps are going to be a little bit different this time around because, of course, I am now part of the government. So I'll still try as best as I can to not be overly political, but I expect that I'm going to be able to tell you more of what we are delivering both for our community and for the country than I perhaps was able to over the previous 3 years. I mean, one of the hallmarks of this week has been that our government has introduced 15 pieces of legislation in the first week of Parliament. One of the big and important ones was legislation to establish the target of 43% reduction of emissions by 2030, which is a floor, not a ceiling, and the mechanisms to make sure that this federal government and the ones that come after it are doing all that they can to implement policies which increase renewable energy. So it's good for jobs and good for the economy, and also reduce emissions, which we have to do for the future of our planet, as you know. Today, we introduced legislation to establish 10 days domestic and family violence leave. We have to do more to stop what is an absolute crisis of violence in our community. But until we can stop it, we also have to support the people who experience it. And you shouldn't have to choose between your job and getting the support you need to flee a violent relationship. And this legislation will go a long way towards helping that. We've introduced and even passed legislation implementing recommendations of the Royal Commission into aged care and some of Labor's election commitments like nurses 24/7 in nursing homes. The legislation that was introduced this week also covered abolishing the cashless debit card, reducing taxes for electric vehicles, establishing Jobs and Skills Australia, and much more. This week, I've spoken in reply to the Governor-General's address to the Parliament, setting out some of those big structural reforms that I hope to see enacted in these next 3 years, but also the range of commitments we made locally to deliver for Dunkley, from local sporting infrastructure to cultural infrastructure, and one that I'm very proud I've already been able to deliver, which is making the Frankston LGA a distribution priority area for the recruitment of GPs to try to address the crisis we have in bulk billing GPs in our local community. I also had the opportunity today to speak about the Commonwealth Games starting. I know how much our community loves sport, and you know how much I love sport, and to give our best wishes to Alyssa Polides, who lives in our electorate and is going to her first Commonwealth Games as a cyclist, and my sport, squash, Australia's flag bearer Rachel Grinham. This is her fourth Commonwealth Games playing squash for Australia, and I'm really proud of Rachel. I'm also really proud of the students at Karingal Heights Primary School, and I got to tell the Parliament about their involvement in the circular economy, turning plastic into seats. A lot more happened this week. As always, you'll get my Dunkley Parliamentary Wrap email. If you're not on the email list and you want it, let me know. I'm catching a plane home tonight so I can go to 7 schools across the electorate tomorrow to plant trees for National Tree Day. I'm really excited at this start of what I hope is a term of delivering for our community. 9781 2333 if you want to call me at the office, or email me anytime, peter.murphy.mp@aph.gov.au. See you later.